Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, a great millstone. Excuse me. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayath of Wada, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. All right. Sunday evening camp, coming at you through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua with an edifying lesson, and Lord willing that I be edifying. Okay? So, we're going to go ahead and get started with the, let's see. Okay, so we're going to start with, okay, this is going to be the book of Acts. It's going to be chapter 17, and I'm going to start at verse 24. Acts 17 and 24, and it says, "The Most High had that made the world and all the things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temple made with hands." 25, "Neither is worship with men's hands, as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath and all things, and hath made of one blood all nations of men, for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and hath determined the times before appointed, and the bounds of their habitation." Okay. So as you can see, the world as it was back then, even as it is today, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is one who brought forth all of this. Okay, this was made by the hands and the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, none else. And every nation under the sun, the Israelites, Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations, they were all made by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, and not only that, but the Lord separated the bloodlines so that way we are not exactly all the same people, but we are still people nonetheless, human beings, but yet we all have our own bloodline and where we go back to according to our fathers, pursuant to the book of Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. By the house of our fathers is the pedigree determined. The pedigree is another word for the lineage. Okay, and how does the lineage is to go deeper into, it's talking about the sperm. Okay, once again, your bloodline, nationality, and heritage, who you are, regardless of how you look or what you look like, your nationality is determined by the sperm of your father. Point blank, period. Okay. And it says here that he hath determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai put boundaries on certain things, okay? And the times appointed, okay? So things are going to happen in their appointed time, okay? As a matter of fact, let me get us, before I get back to Acts 17, let me get Isaiah 46. Isaiah 46, 46 and I'm going to start at verse 9. Isaiah 46:9. "Remember the former things of old, for I am the power and there is none else. I am the Most High and there is none like me." In verse 10, it says, "Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure." Okay? So, the end was cleared from the very beginning. Okay? And of ancient times the things that are not yet done. Okay, so the things that are not yet done, they were already declared to happen within an appointed time. So they're gonna happen, even if they haven't happened right now. That's why you have the prophets out here telling you that they are going to happen. Okay. In his counsel shall stand, and he will do all his pleasure. The counsel of Yahweh Bashim El Shai will stand. Okay, this word will stand, and he will do all and he will do all his pleasure. He's gonna do what pleases him. Okay, righteously. Okay, this is Yahweh Bashim El Shai's story, and he's gonna do what he deems fit. Okay, going back to Acts 17. Acts chapter 17, verse 27. And it says that they should seek the Lord, if haply they might feel after him, and find him, though he be not far from every one of us. 28. For in him we live, and move, and have our being. As certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. Verse 20. For as much then as we are the offspring of the Most High, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone graven by art and man's device. Okay, so by saying that we're his offspring, we are his children. Okay, he created us, he gave us life, and he chose us to be his people, so therefore we are his children. Okay, and what nation did he choose? He chose the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled bird, you Israelite foreigners that look like these other nations, but your father's sperm line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian man. Okay? You are the children of the Most High. Okay? Even though people don't see it now, but they will. And for in him we live and move and have our being. Okay? So, Yahweh Bashim Yashai has his spirit in us. Okay? He is in us and we in him. Okay? Our spirit resonates with the righteousness of the Most High. Okay? That's why we're compelled to do what? To follow his lead, to follow his commandments. Okay? And to preach this gospel. And we're not to think of him or to compare him to anything made of gold, silver, or stone, or graven by art or by man's device. Anything that is man-made is not of the Most High. Okay, it is of man. Okay, because the Most High created man, and man created whatever, whatever it's made out of, gold, silver, metal, wood. Okay. Yahweh Hashem Yashai gave life to all, and he gave everything to man, but he is not to be compared to these graven images, these false idols. Okay. And nothing on this earth is to be compared to him. And it says here, verse 30, and the times of this ignorance God winked at, the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. That's not talking about everybody, including the heathen nations. That's talking about the nation of Israel. Okay. So, in fact, before I continue, let me get Acts 22. Was it Acts 22 or? Which one was it? Salaki, give me a moment, bear with me. Which one was it? I think it was Acts 20. Give me I'm not going to waste time on it. I don't want to. But anyway, it's, those that call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved, roughly paraphrasing. And then after that, the verse after that says, hear ye men of Israel. So hear, listen, ye men of Israel. Okay? That right there just goes to show you that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is only dealing with the nation of Israel. Okay? We're the only nation he's ever known. Therefore, he's punishing us for our iniquities. Yes, these other heathens, they're getting their judgment, but the Lord is using them at the same time to bring about judgment, as well as the 2/3 of our own people. So, and it says here, so the Most High, at our ignorance, the Most High winked at, but now he commandeth all men, the Israelites, everywhere to repent. Okay? So, there was a time when we didn't know any better, and the Most High winked at our ignorance, because we didn't know, we were lost. But now that we know better and that we know what's going on, it's not that he's not going to wink at our ignorance. It's going to be that you really have no excuse, because you should have known better, because you heard this word. You heard this word, and you should know that you shouldn't be doing that, or whatever it may be. Okay. Verse 31, because he hath appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men, and that he hath raised him from the dead. And who is that man? That's our big brother, our Lord and our King, Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because remember, Yahweh Shai now has all power given unto him in the heaven and the earth. And who bestowed upon him that authority and power? His father, Yahweh. So right now, Yahweh Shai, along with his father, is sitting on the at the right hand of his father. Okay? He's second in command. And he's carrying out every order that his father gives to him. So Yahweh's going to use Yahweh Shai to judge this world in righteousness. Okay? Put things back in order. Verse 32. And when they heard of the resurrection of the dead, some mocked and others said, we will hear thee again of this matter. So Paul departed from them. Okay, so, so people, they mock the resurrection. There are people out here who don't believe that. You even got some of our own people who don't believe that Yahweh Shai rose from the dead. You got some that's saying that he never existed. It's all a fairy tale. It's a lie. Okay? But as the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, for what if some did not believe? Shall that make the belief of the Most High to none effect? Most High forbid. So, okay, so what if you don't believe? Okay? That's going to be to your own ruin. But for us that do believe, hey, it's going to be for our benefit, because, we choose to follow the Most High and his only begotten Son. Now let's see. Damn fly. But let me get Acts chapter 17. I'm gonna go back up a few verses. I'm gonna go to verse I'm gonna start at verse 16. Acts 17 and 16. Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. Verse 17, therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews, and with devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him. Verse 18, then certain philosophers of Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him, and some said, what will this babbler say? Others some, he seemeth to be a setter forth of strange gods, because he preached unto them Yahweh Shai in the resurrection. Okay, so you'll have certain people come before you saying that you're just babbling on, and they'll say that you're preaching of strange gods Well, you see, the thing is, Yahweh Hashem El Shai is the only one and true power. But to these people, he would seem like a strange God. But he's not. He's the one and true living power. Okay, so when he saw, Paul saw, other Israelites in Athens, in Greece, that were following after the ways of the heathen, after those customs, it stirred up his spirit to rebuke him, to correct him, to show them a right way. Verse 19, and they took him and brought him to Areopagus, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is. Verse 20, for thou bringest certain strange things to our ears, we would know therefore what these things mean. Okay, verse 21, for all the Athenians and strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else but either to tell or to hear some new thing. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. Okay? Superstitious, meaning unbelieving. Okay? You're taking the, people, the people that converse with Paul, they didn't believe what he was telling them. Okay? They were mocking and scoffing, thinking that he was just babbling on. Isn't that something that we're going through right now? Okay, people mock and scoff us, saying that we're believing in a false deity, that our ways are wrong, and we're going through the same stuff that our forefathers went through, that these men of old went through, these men that the power chose to, follow the righteous way. And it says, verse 23, for as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription, to the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship, him declare I unto you. Okay? Verse 24, God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Okay? So the Lord doesn't dwell in temples made by the hands of man. Okay? The heavens is his dwelling place, and the earth is his footstool. So, what sanctuary or what dwelling place can we make for the Most High? None. Heaven is his throne. Salakia. That's what I meant to say. Okay. Let's see. And it says here, this is going to be Romans 4, verse 1, and it says, what shall we say then that Abraham our father as pertaining to the flesh hath found? Verse 2, for if Abraham were justified by works, he hath whereof to glory, but not before the Most High. Verse 3, for what saith the Scripture? Abraham believed the Most High, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. So he believed and he followed. Okay? That's part of, faith. After all, faith without works is dead. Okay? We're not under the law of Moses. We're justified by faith. But we still have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments no matter what. In fact, let's see. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. And it says, for I am the Lord, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Okay? So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has not changed. He never changes. His way still stands. Okay? The laws, statutes, and commandments are still here, so you have to obey. Okay? You have no excuse. You can't just do as you want. The entire universe, including earth, the heavens, everything is the Lord's house. And when you come into the Lord's house, there are rules you have to follow and obey. You can't just come into his house and expect him to just let you do whatever you want. No, it doesn't work that way. Just think about if you had your own house and there are certain ways that you like things to be done. And if other people were to come into your house, you'll want them to, to respect your boundaries and how things work. It's the same thing with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Okay? And it says here, let's see. Now it says right here, this is going to be Malachi 2. Malachi 2 verse 6, and it says, the law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. Verse 7, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. Verse 8, but ye are departed out of the way, ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi. No, you're all good. You're good. As I was saying before, so the law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. And that's talking about the Messiah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, but his real name is Yahweh Shai. Okay? And he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts, and the Lord of hosts is the Lord himself, Yahweh. Okay? And it says here in verse 8, but ye are departed out of the way, ye have caused many to stumble at the law, ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Verse 9, therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. So, because we did not keep the covenant, because we did not keep, we weren't, obedient, the Lord made us base amongst all people. Okay, we're at the bottom of the barrel. We're seen as the scum of the earth. We're seen as being filthy, undesirable, and just unlearned, uneducated, no good. Okay, and people mock us to scorn, mock and scoff and laugh us to scorn. Okay, so, well, even though this captivity is almost over and the Lord's turning things around on these heathens, we're still at the bottom of the barrel here. Okay, we still got a ways to go. This captivity ain't over. Okay? We still have a few more prophecies to go through. Okay? Not to mention, getting off topic, but not to mention, President Biden has dropped out of the race, so now he's endorsing Kamala Harris. So, yeah, and even Trump said in an article that I was looking at earlier, Trump says that Kamala is going to be easier to beat than Biden. So, Lord willing this year that this be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, where things pop off, and we'll see what happens in the next few months. And people really think Trump gives a damn about the people. No, Trump is, and especially you stupid ass Israelites. You should know that this man does not care. He's just putting on a show. He does not care about you. But woe unto you that put your faith and trust in man and in his arm, okay? And in his devices, his military, his technology, in his ways of doing things. When you should be trusting in this, the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's what you should be putting your trust in. You shouldn't be putting your damn trust in these people, especially Esau Edom, the numero uno, public enemy number one in the Most High's book. This man hates you the most. All right? So we've corrupted the covenant, and he's made us contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Okay, so we haven't been kept in the whole law. Because of that, we've only been partial, meaning we've only kept some things, but not everything. Okay, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not a half-asser. He's all about doing it all the way 100%. Now, verse 10, have we not all one Father? Hath not one power created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Okay, so is not Yahweh the only one? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the only one, the only power, the creator, and the one that gave us everything? So why is it that we always keep turning away from him? Not following his word like we're supposed to? And why we're always dealing treacherously with our own brethren? Following after philosophies, after the ways of the other heathen. Okay? Have we all not one Father here? Yet why are we treating each other differently? Like how the Northern Kingdom, you so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, you treat your Southern Kingdom brothers and sisters, the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the so-called Negroes, you treat us differently just because we're of a darker complexion. And vice versa, okay? We shouldn't be at war with each other. We shouldn't be in competition with each other. We should be coming together like a family. But you know what? That's all part of prophecy, okay? That's all part of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua's story. And that's part of the curses. Thine eye shall be evil toward thy brother. You got all these so-called gangs, black gangs, the Mexican mafia, and so on and so forth, and all these other crime syndicates and whatnot. A lot of these people are Israelites. Some of them may look like the heathen, but their father's line goes back. And let's see verse 11. Judah, the southern king, hath dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem, for Judah hath profaned the holiness of the Lord which he loved, and hath married the daughter of a strange god. Okay. Verse 12. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. Okay, so, like I said, the southern kingdom went off, both northern and southern kingdom went off, and went after strange gods, went after the ways of life of these other nations. Okay, you can read about that in Ezekiel, 1st and 2nd Kings, Jeremiah. We were just so enamored with everybody else, but we forgot, but the Lord told us that we are to be a special people unto himself above all people. Okay, we're better than everybody else, yet we don't act like it. In verse 13 it says, and this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears with weeping and with crying out, and so much that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with goodwill at your hand. Yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and thy wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously, yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. Talking about Israel, man. And Israel has not been loyal. And every time we fuck up, the Lord gets pissed off, and he's not so generous. He's not so forgiving. But the Lord had made that covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that that we would thrive one day. But right now is not the time. Why? Because look at where we're at and look at how we got here. Okay? What was I gonna say? See, the thing is, man, in order to know the good, you see, that's the lesson. If you really think about it, in order to know the good, you must first experience the bad, okay? And that's what we're going through right now. We're going through the bad so that we can ultimately know and experience what is really right and what's really good, okay? Because from the very beginning, we didn't know sin. Okay? Now, verse 15. And did he not make one, yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. Verse 16. For the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai of Israel, saith, that he hateth putting away, for one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that ye deal not treacherously. Okay? Deal not treacherously. Okay? Don't be doing no backbitings, no murmurings, or backhand deals, or anything behind the curtain, being sneaky, being shady, betraying one of your own, lying, bearing false witness, and all sorts of things. Anything that goes against the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? Don't be a dishonest person. You're supposed to be an honest person. Okay? Honesty is the best policy. So, I'm going to read verse 15 again. And did he not make one, yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. Okay? So take heed that none deal treacherously against you or your household. Okay? And this right here, this is our wife. Okay? These women don't mean shit. They ain't shit. And, going off topic again, but that disaster in Houston with Hurricane Beryl, they've had no power or running water for 6 whole days. So pretty much a whole freaking week. Nothing. No electricity, no type of internet or power for 6 days. And there was a video from Warriors from Yahweh Shai, Eve is starting to feel it. She's starting to feel that weight bearing down on her, and she can't take it. And you know what? I'm not shedding a single tear for any of you bitches. You, Eve, you, Eve, the Israelite woman, I am not going to cry for you. I am not going to feel bad for you. You get what you righteously deserve, since you want to be a boss bitch and act like you don't have to listen to your husband. Okay? And mock and scoff the prophets. Okay? Now I'm going to get verse 17. Ye have wearied the Lord with your words. Yet ye say, wherein have we wearied him? When ye say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighteth in them, or where is the God of judgment? Okay? So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai got tired. He got tired of hearing our words. He got tired of hearing our bullshit. We say we're sorry, but yet we go right back to doing the same shit over and over again. Okay? Are we really sorry? Are we really sorry? Because there's only so many times you could say sorry until they're tired of hearing it. And how can we truly mean that we're sorry? Okay? By showing him through our actions rather than just saying it. These people think that doing evil is good in the sight of the Lord, or where is the God of judgment? So they don't think that, what they were doing was wrong. So if nothing's happening to us, then why when are we supposed to get, judged? That's why it says here, let me get it real quick here. I keep going back and forth. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. And it says here, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So just because something bad doesn't happen to you, just because right then and there for you doing something bad, doesn't mean that it's not going to come and bite you in the ass later. Okay? That's how the Lord works. Okay? He's going to get you when you least expect it. The element of surprise. He shall come as a thief in the night. He's going to get you when you do not expect him to come. Okay? That's why the Lord says, be sober and watch. Okay? And we're always watching. We're constantly watching. So on that day of visitation, when he comes to visit us, we shall find mercy. Lord willing that we have mercy and salvation, ultimately. Verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. Verse 13, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the power. And that's the thing, man. These people out here that do wickedly, including the 2/3 of our own people, they're just going to continue doing what they're going to do. They think that it's all good, it's whatever, nothing bad's going to happen, I'm just chilling. Yeah, well, the time to chill, the time of being chill it's over. Okay, it's going to be the time of the Lord, it's going to be a time to kill, because the Lord is going to just start dropping people. If you think that the body count right now, how many people have been dying lately, if you think it's high, you have no idea. That's why it says in chapter 3, that's why it says here, chapter 3, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die, and a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill, and a time to heal, and a time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. Verse 5, and a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose, and a time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rent, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. Okay? So there's a time and place for everything under the sun, man. And right now, we are in a time of war. And a lot of people, they have no idea what all of war includes. Okay? People don't know a clue about the war effort and what it entails and what it requires. And like I said, that bill that just passed where they can draft in young men from the ages of 18 to 26. Okay? These modern day men are nothing but a bunch of sissies. TikTok influencers. Moes. People that are always on social media trying to just look good, build up that popularity. What good is all that okay, you have all these followers, you have all these people that like you, but when it comes down to the real thing, you really think that any of these people are going to give a shit about you? These people, when all hell breaks loose, the famine of the word and the famine of actual bread, nobody's going to give a damn about nobody. It's going to be survival of the fittest. Parents are going to kill their kids. Kids are going to kill their parents. Single mothers are going to eat their own children. Cannibalism. People who are supposedly best friends become worst enemies. The people that you was cool with, you end up trying to kill each other. Okay. Now let's see, I'm gonna go back to this is gonna be excuse me, 1 Corinthians chapter 11. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, starting at the top, verse 1. It says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach." This is Paul speaking. Verse 2. "Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you." Okay? Keep the ordinances. Okay? Keep the commandments that were delivered unto you. Keep those in mind, and do them. Apply them to your daily life. Okay? Going into the whole thing with Paul knew that, I'm gonna get into that second. Verse 3, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach." So there is an order, and the head of a woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. Okay? So number 1 at the top, Yahweh, second in command, Yahweh Shai, then man, and then woman, and then the children. That's the order. Okay? A woman is not on the same level, nor is she above man. She has and Jeremiah, what is that scripture? Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah 21. Let's see. Jeremiah 21, and no, it's not that one. I think it was Jeremiah 30 and 21. Yeah, no. Whew. Oh gosh, where was that scripture? It was in Jeremiah. I think it's right here. There we go. Jeremiah 31 and 22. "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?" Talking about Israel. "For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." And that's what you see nowadays. You see women in positions of authority, which they have no business being in the first place. Okay? The order of a woman is to be the manager of the household. Okay? And what I mean by manager of the household is that she keeps the house in order, the cooking and the cleaning and all that in between, raise the kids, make sure the kids are disciplined. Okay? A woman is, and the scriptures say that a woman is not even supposed to leave her house alone. If she goes anywhere far from her house, she's supposed to have a man with her, whether that man be her father, her uncle, her brother, her cousin, or even her husband. Okay? Let these women just be out here doing whatever, all by themselves, thinking that they could take care of themselves, in which in reality, Yahweh Shai is going to have reality set in real quick to let you know that you women ain't shit. You women cannot take care of yourselves. The only reason why it seems like that is because Yahweh Shai put it for you women to have that convenience to live however you want to live in this society. Ultimately, it's Yahweh Shai using Esau, Edom to give you that false sense of security, that you could do it without a man. Okay? And all this feminist bullshit And that, the funny thing is, a lot of you feminists are starting to realize, maybe chasing a career and putting a career over family values was the wrong idea. And yes, it is the wrong idea. Okay, things are going back to a traditional way. Seek the old, as a matter of fact, Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. And it says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way." So the old paths, the ancient way, the traditional way, okay? And the traditional way is that man is the head of the household. The woman keeps the household in order, and she helps raise the kids. And the kids obey their parents, of course. Okay? This whole single parent bullshit hasn't never been working. It never worked to begin with. Kicking the man out of his own house and having him pay child support for the kids. This society is specifically built to bring down the man. More specifically, the Israelite man. And you Israelite men out here, man, stay the fuck away from Eve. Eve is just an evil, narcissistic, cynical, and conniving bitch. Eve is just straight up fucking evil. Not all of Eve. For you sincere Akwath, you sincere sisters that believe upon this testimony, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep fighting for the faith. Keep fighting for mercy and salvation. Okay? Keep fighting. Be sincere. And Lord willing, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will give you a man according to his own heart. Okay? But as for the rest of you 2/3, especially you, Eve, you can die with this place. You can die with your lovers. You can die with Esau, Edom. You can die with Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham. Go on. If you want them, go right on ahead. Because an Israelite man does not need an Israelite woman to bring back the kingdom. He really don't. He can get him another woman from another nation. Whether that be Esau, Edom, Moab, Ammon, Ham, Japheth, Ishmael, Asher, Aram, Elam. That's the thing. Like I said, your bloodline is determined. Your bloodline, nationality, and heritage is determined by the sperm of your dad. So, you Israelite women, you're not the prize. Okay? Okay, right now, you are the biggest hoe on the planet Earth. And all these other women are have been seeing just how nasty and how stupid you are. Okay, 1 Corinthians 11, verse, let's see. Oh yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4, and it says, "Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head." Okay? And why is that? Because man is the image of the Most High. Okay? We are his image. The Israelite man. Verse 5. "But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head. For that is even all one as if she were shaven." Verse 6. "For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered." Okay? So a woman is supposed to be covered. She's not supposed to be showing off. Okay? And a lot of you Israelite women out here, you be just showing, just be showing off your assets, wearing all this, skimpy clothing. You're supposed to be covered, wearing modest apparel, wearing a dress, covering yourself, keeping a scarf or something over your head. Okay? You're supposed to keep yourself covered for your husband. Okay? When you have a husband, you're not supposed to be going out here showing off and where other men are be looking at you like, damn, look at her. No. Okay? That's why the scriptures say it's best for a man to leave a woman alone. Why? Because these women nowadays are so damn treacherous to deal with. You don't know what they're gonna do to you, or what sort of ulterior motive that they may have. As the scriptures say, a woman's mind is full of snares and nets, man. These women out here are dangerous. And I wholeheartedly agree with Elder Apostle Gabar. I'm scared of these women too. Because they could ruin your life. Put you in prison. Get you killed over the smallest things that could be easily avoided if you just hadn't dealt with them in the first place. These women don't care. All they care about is what they want. Okay, now it says, verse 7, for a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image. Oh, let me see. I just went over a page, Salakia. The page wants to fight with me right now. Okay, and we're supposed, and that's another thing too. One of the commandments is that we're not supposed to lust after our neighbor's wife. We're not supposed to be covetousness, be desirable of someone else's possessions. And that's what you women are. When you have a husband, you are his possession. You are his property. And if you don't like that, guess what? It's too damn bad. And that's what's going to happen in the kingdom. There's not going to be no more single independent women. Every woman is going to have a husband. Verse, is the image and the glory of the Most High, but the woman is the glory of the man. Okay? As the man, as we represent Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay? You women represent your husband. So how you conduct yourself, how you act and behave says a lot about your husband. And how us men conduct and behave ourselves, that speaks of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and how he is. So that's why we are to be separate from everybody else. Disciplined. Better. Okay? Verse 8, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Verse 9, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Verse 10, for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Okay? Verse 11, nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. Okay? So, you women ultimately were created for us men. Okay? Like I said, you are to be a pillar of rest unto your husband. Okay? You are the one that keeps the household together. By staying in order, cooking, cleaning, and all that in between, your household duties, and to take care of the kids, the children. All right? And like I said, you women cannot raise children without your husband. Okay? You need a man. You need your husband, the biological father of your child. Okay? And that's another thing too, this whole thing about being a stepdad, that is a thankless job. Okay? Because that kid, of course, obviously, he's not going to see you as his dad. Even if you took care of that kid and that kid loves you, just remember, it's not your kid. It's not going to feel the same as if it were your own kid. If anything, that child's going to be more thankful to his mom. All right? And that's another thing too. Even if you have kids by another man, the man is the one that comes first, regardless. Okay? He takes priority over the kids. Why? Because he's the one that's the provider and the protector for you and your kids. So if something happens to him, what are you going to do? Okay, and as I was saying earlier, verse. But in the same time, a man needs a woman. For what? For that balance. The comfort, convenience, support. Okay? And also someone to, build with. Okay? Just to form a family with. And have his descendants take his place after he's gone. Okay? The family system here in America is fucked up. Even the heathen men, they're sick and tired of the women's bullshit here. Even they, like I said, for the whole passport bros, these men are going overseas to look for a woman, or somewhere down in the South Americas, where women are traditional. They know their place as a woman. Okay? And some of these traditional women, in fact, a lot of them, not just some, a lot of them are a lot smarter than you American women are. No cap. All right. Now it says here, verse 13, judge in yourselves as it is comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered. Pray unto God uncovered. Verse 14, doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? So, again, women are supposed to be covered. Okay? They're not to be revealing. And another thing too, men with long hair, we're not supposed to have long hair. That's a feminine trait. Okay? Even that is a feminine trait. And it says here in verse 16, or verse 15, but if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. Okay? You women, your hair, your long hair, that is your crown. Okay? It is giving as a covering. And that's why all these women that have this short ass hair that be looking like femboys or whatnot, it's just so freaking weird. It is just so weird. And the whole alphabet agenda and the crew, I can't wait until the Lord gets rid of them. They have got to go, because all they do is push out nonsense about how it's just, children should be able to have consent to have the choice to just change their gender and all that shit at a certain age. What do you mean change their gender? Whatever it is that they are born with, that's what they are. That tells you what they are. Okay, there's only two genders, man and woman. All this other crap is just an abomination. I swear, I cannot wait until the Lord gets them. Oh man, I cannot wait. Because that right there just goes to show you that we're spiritually in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Doing all this weird, wicked shit. Now, let's see. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna drop down to I'm gonna drop down to verse 18, and it says, for first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. Verse 19, for there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Okay? So, and there's been a couple of individuals that have been made manifest among us that have been busybodies who supplant other brothers for their own shady and unrighteous agenda. You know, one of them being, you know, Gabar Adama, Shapha of the 12, Yahweh the Maccabees, you know, individuals like that, man. As a scripture say, you know, every man will utterly supplant, or Jake will utterly supplant. You know, they'll try to, you know, they'll try to gosh, how can I put it? They'll try to trick you. They'll try to influence you in the wrong way to get you to, you know, conform to their own agenda or needs. Okay, we have those individuals amongst the brotherhood, and that's why the Lord is doing the sifting process, because he's looking for those that are truly sincere and honest and that are willing to follow him. Okay, he's not looking, you know, he doesn't want nobody in his congregation that is going to be, you know, shady, insincere, you know, a joker or a liar or someone that's just there to stir up trouble. Okay, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is looking for 100% obedience. I mean, the Lord understands that we're not going to get it all right. So if you mess up, yes, pray, ask for forgiveness sincerely, but just know that we're in this flesh. We're going to fuck up. That's just how it is. We're going to fuck up. But that's all part of the process, okay? You know, as an old saying, we can't learn without pain. So that's why we mess up, so that we can learn. And I'm speaking of myself first and foremost. All right, let's see. Verse 20, when ye come together therefore into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper. Verse 21, for in eating everyone taketh before other his own supper, and one is hungry, and another is drunken. 22, what have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church of the Most High, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. 23, for I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Yahushai, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. 24, and when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye, as oft ye drink it in remembrance of me. All right. 26, for as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Okay. So what Yahushua did for us, that is a testimony that we believe that, you know, he sacrificed himself and was risen from the dead 3 days later. Okay. And his blood is the new covenant, which is bringing Israel back into the fold. Mainly the elect, okay? The true, sincere believers that are willing to be obedient unto his every command and word. You know, and Lord willing, that be us. Okay? So, you know, by him supping with us, you know, as I said before, you know, ye that do, roughly paraphrase, ye that do as I command, you are my friends. Okay? By us doing as he commands, we are his friends. He consider us his friends. Just like how Abraham was a friend of Yahweh. Why? Because he believed and he did as he was told. So are we not friends of Yahushai? Lord willing that we are. Okay, I would rather be a friend of the Father and his beloved Son rather than be their enemy. Fuck this place. Those that are a friend of the world are a friend of the most, or those that are a friend of the world are an enemy to the Most High. James 4:4. Okay? If you're a friend of this world, then that means that you hate the Lord. But if you're a friend of the Lord, you hate this world. And, you know, we hate this world. Lord willing, that's a true, sincere thing that we have. We have a hatred for this world. We're tired of being sick. We're tired of having to get up and work for what little that we can get. We're tired of having to go to the want of, go to our enemies for the want of all things. You know, we're tired of having medical issues, medical ailments. You know, we want to be in a kingdom where everything is real, natural, not GMO, and the laws are actually, they don't contradict themselves. And we have people that are ruling in righteousness and honesty. All right. Now we're drop down to verse 28. This is 1 Corinthians 11:28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. 29. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Okay. Verse 30. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. Verse 31. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. Verse 32. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Okay? So the Lord, he does give out judgment, however slight or however severe. It's for our chastisement, for us to learn our lesson. Okay? And I'm speaking to myself, again, first and foremost. There have been many times while being the truth, I've made plenty of mistakes. And so Yahweh Shemir Shai had to put the hammer down on me. Yep. I'm not going to sit here in front. And then, there were times where I still messed up. Yahweh Shemir Shai had to put the hammer down. So, when a parent, and that's another thing. They consider, especially in this society with how soft people are, they consider disciplining your child to be child abuse. So if my child acts out of order, I'm not supposed to whoop their ass. I'm not supposed to give them some type of punishment. I'm supposed to just say, oh, please don't do that again, okay? All right? I'm supposed to just give them a soft answer. I'm not supposed to be hard on them. I'm supposed to just let them get away with whatever that they do. So, that's the thing, man, that, you can't discipline your kid like you want to here. Otherwise, you can get the cops called on you for child abuse. They can take your kid away. Let's see, that's the problem. That's the problem with this society. They've shattered the family system here and how discipline works. Let's see. And it says here, verse 32, but when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Okay? So the Lord gives us he punishes us so that way, we don't end up getting, destroyed with the rest of this society. Okay? Because, remember, yes, the Lord is slow to anger and is of great understanding, but, you don't want to push his buttons too far. You don't want him to go, and you just don't want him, you don't want him to get to that point where it's like it's the last straw, or it's like, okay, you know what? Bye. Okay? You just don't want to push your, I'm not going to say luck, you just don't want to test his patience to where the Lord says, okay, I had enough of you. Don't do it, man. 33, wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another. Verse 34, and if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation, and the rest will I set in order when I come. All right? So, when we come together to eat, tarry one another. Okay? The word tarry meaning to wait. Okay? Wait for one another. Okay? We're in this together. Okay? We're not better than anybody else within the brotherhood. We treat each other as if, as you want to be treated, with respect. Yes, some people hold a higher position, but that doesn't make them better. That doesn't take anything from you. Coming into this, we have to be humble towards one another. Okay? No, let's not come together in condemnation. We don't leave nobody behind. But I'm just saying, if you do something that could get you into trouble and ultimately get you excommunicated, that's on you, because the body will not be blamed. Okay, the body has to remain blameless. So therefore, being in this truth, being in this ministry, you really have to watch yourself, because these demons are out here. These temptations are out here. These snares are out here. They're out here. Okay? And anything could happen at any moment, wherever it is that you are in the world. Anything could happen at any moment. Okay? That's why the scriptures say, Ephesians. Ephesians. In fact, before I get that scripture, let me get Ephesians 4 and 15. Actually, 4 and 13. Ephesians 4 and 13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach. 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men, and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Okay? So we must be we must have deep roots in this. We must be fully persuaded in our mind that this is the 100% truth. Okay? The 100% truth. Anything outside of this is not the truth. Okay? We cannot allow ourselves to be tossed to and fro with every wayward of doctrine by the sleight of men and their cunning craftiness, where they lie in wait to deceive. Okay? Because people are going to come at you with their own philosophies, or they're going to try and test you or trick you on your faith and your belief. They're going to do that shit. Okay? They're going to see if this is what you really believe, or they're going to try and contradict you to see if they're trying to find some way, shape, or form to see if this doctrine is false, in which it isn't. People are going to come at you like that. You just got to be prepared. Okay, as one brother, he always said, as one brother that I know of, he said, you got to have those bullets in the chamber ready. When they come at you with a trick or with a question, you got to have that scripture ready, just like bullets in a chamber. And he's right, get those scripts that are going to cut them, and then, if they're not meant to get it or whatnot, just have them move on, because we don't have time for all the bullshit. Verse 15. But speaking the truth in love may grow up unto him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach. Verse 16. From the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. Okay? The whole body that is fitly joined together. Talking about the brotherhood. Okay? The brotherhood is the body. Okay? That is fitly joined together, compacted by that which every joint supplieth. So even some brothers, whether you're even some brothers that are with a camp, or even they're a lone soldier, you're a part of the body. Okay, you have your lot, you have your function, you have what you have to do. Okay, it doesn't separate you from the brotherhood. It just means, you know, being a lone soldier, it doesn't separate you from the brotherhood. It's just that you don't have a camp. Okay, but as long as you're teaching the 100% doctrine of Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, that's what matters. Okay, whether you're a part of GMS or not, you know, as long as you follow the 100% truth, the doctrine that was given to GMS, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Aramlab, Elder Apostle Rakah, and the bishops, and the elders underneath them, all the way down to the newest brother, as long as you have 100% truth, whether you're in GMS or not, whether you're in a camp or not, you know, that's what matters most, is making sure that you have the correct doctrine. Stick to the doctrine, okay? That's what Yahweh B'Shem El Shai requires of us, okay? Okay, we're all part of the body. We just have our own function. We have our own order. Okay. Verse 17, this I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind. Okay, and the Gentiles is talking about is these heathen nations. Okay, in the vanity of their mind. Okay, their own vain opinions, their philosophies, their beliefs, their idols. Okay, their culture, their customs. Okay, we don't walk in their ways. Okay, Yahweh B'Shem El Shai has given us the way, which is His way, coming out of this book. Okay, in verse 18 it says, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. Okay, that's talking about you 2/3. Okay, you 2/3 are fucking blind. You don't believe. You don't want to believe. You choose not to believe. So because of that, Yahweh B'Shem El Shai doesn't want to have any dealings with you because of your pride and your vanity. You're not willing to humble yourself and forget what you think you know. Okay, that's why Yahweh B'Shem El Shai doesn't want to have a damn thing to do with you, because you've already chosen whom you serve. You chose the world. You chose the world. You chose chasing the bag. You chose chasing the cooch. You're trying to establish something in this society. Some of you other Israelite groups, you're trying to build in this society when the scriptures say that this is not your rest. We're still in fucking prison right now. This captivity, this is prison. This isn't freedom. This isn't the time to make mirth or to be happy or to try to build. What the hell are you trying to do building in a prison? What, you want to live in prison for the rest of your existence? Fuck that. We're not trying to look for marriage or to start a family or to fucking have a nice career, a nice house. No. This place is on its last leg. If it's even a leg, it's probably just, let's just say it's its foot. This shit's about to crumble. And it says, verse 19, who being past feeling, having given themselves over to lasciviousness, which is perversion, to work all uncleanness with greediness. Okay? Just being abominable in every which way possible, and being greedy, selfish. Verse 20, but ye have not so learned Hamashiach. 21, if so be that ye have heard him, and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahweh Shai, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. 23, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Okay? Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Okay? That's why that whole stupid ass saying about these so-called Christian churches, come as ye are. No. You have to show you how about shit before you come into this. You have to show the change, to show that you're not that same person that you once were, to show him that you're willing to let everything of this world go and be a better person, a better man, or a better woman. Okay? Whatever it is that you were doing in the world, you have to show you how about Shem Shai. Okay, I stopped doing that. I stopped doing this. I stopped doing that. I let this go. I let that go. And then, you start following what's in this book to the best of your ability. So, being renewed by the spirit of your mind, okay? Which means you have to change your whole thought process, okay? You have to change the way you think. You have to change your outlook on things. You're not that carnal person that you once were. You're now a spiritual person. You have to think with a spiritual mindset now. You have to see things a different way. You have to discern things by the Spirit. Okay, this is not this is not something that you could just, because Yahweh B'Shem Ashai, he's looking for that new creature. Okay, brand new. He's not that old wine in that old bottle. And you can't put new wine into an old bottle. Can't do that. That's just going to corrupt the new wine. It has to be a new wine and a new bottle. All right. Verse 24, and that ye put on the new man, which is after the Most High, is created in righteousness and true holiness. 25, wherefore putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Verse 26, be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Verse 27, neither give place to the devil. Okay. Verse 28, let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Okay, so again, that old person that you once were, your old habits, your old personality, your old thought process and the way you did things, that shit goes out the window. Out with the old, in with the new. Okay? Be a new man in the Lord. Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai called you into this for a reason, to represent him, to show our people who we are, whose we are, and what we're supposed to be doing. Okay? That's what we're supposed to do. Okay? That's why, as the scripture said, cry aloud, spare them not, and show my people their transgressions. That's what we're doing out here. The prophets who are out here on the highways and byways day in and day out, to show our people our transgressions. We're not calling out to everybody. We're only calling out to the nation of Israel. As it says in the book of Matthew, Yahweh Shai said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? This is only for the nation of Israel. Of course, not all Israel is going to get it, because the Lord said he's only going to save a remnant. A remnant is going to remain. The 1/3. 2/3 gotta go. You say the Lord doesn't give a fuck about you 2/3, yet you're still of Israel. So you're still gonna get the promises. You're still gonna get the blessing. So yes, the Lord does love you, but on this side, you have to be cleansed. You have to be purged of this world's poison, in order for you to come back in a righteous state. So the Lord just has to do what he has to do. It's just business. And with that, I hope that this was an edifying lesson. Okay? In fact, let me get Salakia. Let me get the one scripture I said I was going to get. In fact, I had a few more to go. Oh, here we go. Okay, it says here, verse 20, Sirach 39 and 26. Wait, actually, hold on. All right, let me get I'm actually going to get Sirach 39 and 21. I'm going to start at 21. 39, Sirach 39:21, and it says, a man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses. 22. His blessing covered the dry land as a river, and watered it as a flood. 23. As he hath turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. Verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are the stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Okay? So his ways are plain unto the holy, those that are separate, those that have a spiritual mindset. His ways are plain unto them that understand. But they are stumbling blocks unto the wicked, because the wicked are not meant to understand. They will never understand. Verse 25, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. So the good for good, the evil for evil. So if you're good, you'll receive good things. If you're wicked, you'll receive wicked things. Okay? Like this old saying goes, for what energy you put out is what you'll get in return. Verse 26, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. Okay? So, those are the basic things of life that a man needs throughout his life. But look at what we got here. We have to go to our enemy for the want of all things. We have to pay for the most basic necessity of life, which is water. We have to pay for water, and even the water is tainted. Putting water in plastic bottles with all these plasticides and shit that stay in your body for who knows how many years. But as the scriptures say, we shall eat our bread defiled in the land of our captivity. Roughly paraphrasing. So, through the will and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai, using Esau Edom on the left-hand side in this hellhole, Esau Edom has messed with everything. He just gives us just enough to survive and do the slave work, but at the same time, he's killing us ever so slowly. He's put cancer in the food. He's put diabetes in certain drinks, certain things. Okay? That's why, the script, that's why another saying goes, you are what you eat. So you got to be careful of what you eat, man. Because all this shit that you be putting into your body, sure, it gives you the energy and it gives you what you need to get about your day, but there's no telling what else it does to you. That's why you gotta do your diligent search. Find out what ingredients are being put into these foods, man. Even though we can't be overly righteous, because nothing here in America is natural. Nothing here in America is good for you. That's why it says in Matthew 4:4, Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, it says, "But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the power." Okay? By the word, out of the mouth of the power. And what's that word? Right here. We shall live by this. So, if like I just read in Sirach 39:26, those basic necessities of a man's life, if those are the things that he needs to live on a physical level, how much more are the necessities of life on a spiritual level? How much more this to give us what we need to live? Okay? You could eat all the food you want, drink all the drinks you want. At the end of the day, it's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that sustains you. He keeps your lifeline going. Okay? He could sever it at any time he wants. That's why the scriptures say it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. We have no control. We are literally at his mercy, whether we like it or not, know it or not, accept it or not. All of us, everybody, we are all at his mercy. All of us. He can get rid of us on a whim. Okay? That's what the scriptures say, a man knoweth not his time. The only ones that know when it's your time to go is the Lord, man. Get close. This is Colossians chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 16. And it says, "Let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink, or in respect of any holy day, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days." Verse 17, "Which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Hamashiach." Okay? So what that's talking about is, which is the shadow of things to come, which is talking about the kingdom. Okay? So when the kingdom comes, we're going to keep everything perfectly. Are we just going to go back to sacrifices and offerings? Yes, but the only thing that we're not going to go back to is sin offerings, because we're not going to sin. Because we're going to be perfect. We're going to keep the law perfectly. And, that's another thing that people don't understand is that, when it talks about meat, people think it's about food. No. Okay, it's talking about, the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's another thing. Let me see if I can find it in the book of Acts. Oh shit. Acts chapter 15. Because when according to Elder Apostle Hart, how Paul's father, Paul was a learned man. He had a tutor. He was learned in the ways of the law, and he was raised up to be his father was a Pharisee, right? And so let me just get it. Acts 15 and starting at the top. "And certain men came down from Judea, taught the brethren, and said, Except ye become circumcised in the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved." Verse 2, "When therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain other of them should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question." Verse 3, "And being brought on their way by the church, they had passed through Phoenice and Samaria, declaring the conversation of the Gentiles. And they caused great joy unto all the brethren." Verse 4, "And when they were come to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and of the apostles and the elders, and they declared all things that the Most High had done with them. In verse 5, but there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believed, saying that it was needful to circumcise them and to command them to keep the law of Moses. Okay, certain sect of Pharisees that believed in the law of Moses. Okay, with Apostle Paul, when you preach the truth to the people, man, especially when they're just starting to learn about all this stuff, being in this truth, as the scriptures say, desire the sincere milk, right? Desire the sincere milk. Okay, start off with the basic stuff. Start off with the easy stuff that's slow for them to to understand and get. Then you can move on to the more meaty stuff, the stuff that's deeper, has more of a deeper meaning. Okay, and plus you can't expect newcomers to just keep all the laws like that, because like I said, you're putting a yoke on them. You're being too harsh. Okay, you can't just stuff them with all that shit at once. You just can't stuff them with all that stuff at once. You have to do it in measure, slowly but surely. Okay, like starting with the basics, like with the baby. You give them milk, and as they get older and they grow their teeth, then you can start giving them more solid food. That's the same way with this. Okay. So, and then verse 6 says, and the apostles and elders came together to consider this matter. And when there had been much disputing, Peter rose up and said unto them, men and brethren, ye know how that a good while ago the Most High made choice among us that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. So just by the hearing of the word and believe, okay? Trust me, those apostles back then, those that were preaching the word, okay, they had the Spirit, okay? They knew that these people, the Gentiles, which is talking about the Israelite foreigners, that were that were already ingrained into those heathenistic customs and ways of living, that you had to take it slow with them. Okay, when people come up inquiring, you have to you just can't throw all the hard stuff at them, because that they're going to get more confused and thrown off, and then it's going to bewilder them. You got to start off with the basic stuff, the milk, and then as they were able to process this stuff, then you can move on to the more advanced, and the more advanced meanings that are in these scriptures, man. Okay, and that's go to Galatians 3:1. It says, foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you, that you should not obey the truth, who before whose eyes Yahushua HaMashiach hath been evidently set forth, crucified among you. 2. This only would I learn of you, received ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? Okay. So that was Apostle Paul. In the word bewitched is another word to beguile, to be tricked. Okay, so are we still under the law of Moses? No, we're doing this by the hearing of the word, by faith, hearing of faith. Verse 3: are you so foolish, having begun in the Spirit, and are now made perfect by the flesh? Okay. Verse 4: have ye suffered so many things in vain? And if it be yet in vain, verse 5: he therefore that ministereth to you the Spirit, and worketh miracles among you, doeth he it by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? Verse 6: even as Abraham believed the Most High, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. And what's the righteousness? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay. Verse 7: know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. Okay. So by by hearing of the word cometh faith, right? And faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Okay? So, we're not, if we were still by the law of Moses, there'd be no point, right? It'd be as simple as this. If we were still under the law of Moses, if you see a moe, he has to go. If you see a woman being a hoe, she has to go. And if you see people, doing certain things that they're not supposed to be doing, they gotta go. Okay? That's why this grace period is by faith, which the Lord has given us the chance to redeem ourselves by cleaning up our act, doing what is right, and getting it together. Okay? Even Apostle Paul, he knew more about the law than those Pharisees did. Like I said, he was a learned man because he had a tutor. He was taught. Okay? So, and those others that were with him, they learned it from Paul. Okay? So, this is like I said, when you have newcomers come into this, you got to start off with the small things, with the basics. Okay? And then, patiently, if they're starting to get it, okay, work your way up to the next level. There are levels to this. All right? But ultimately, this is by faith. Okay? And the laws are part of the faith, doing as the Lord tells you to. Okay? So, I hope that this was an edifying camp lesson unto the body and to the sincere listeners. All right? To the will and power of Yahweh Hashem El Shai, I would like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raka'ak Wadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, a great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat Dabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom, Barakatham. We're almost out of here.